Thanks for tuning in to Red Belt Radio. The following episode is scheduled for one fall. I'm Jason, and this show is dedicated to World Wonder Ring Stardom. Today I'm covering the very important question that should be on everyone's mind right now. Who is going to win the Red Belt? This is Red Belt Radio after all, so we need to get this discussion taken care of. Stardom's upcoming World of Stardom Championship tournament will take place at Korakuen Hall on November 28, 2023. In Bracket 1, Maika, the Empress of DDM, will take on Ami Sourei of God's Eye. In Bracket 2, Mina Shirakawa, the leader of Club Venus, will take on Momo Watanabe of Oedo Tai. The winners of each bracket will go on to face each other in the finals, and that person will go on to challenge for the Red Belt at Stardom Dream Queendom at the end of the year. On December 2nd, at Nagoya Big Winter 2023, the unaffiliated Suzuki will face Hazuki of Stars, and the winner of that match will meet the winner of the aforementioned tournament at Stardom Dream Queendom. This presents us with 6 wrestlers in total. One of these 6 will be crowned Red Belt champion at the end of the year. As I mentioned in the first ever Red Belt Radio emergency broadcast, I believe these 6 names can be fairly easily trimmed down to 3 names. 3 wrestlers who have a legitimate shot at winning the title. These 3 wrestlers are Suzuki, Mina Shirakawa, and Micah. Let's talk about why each of them has a very real chance, and why some have an even greater chance than others. If you find these transmissions valuable, please give this a like, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment to let me know what you think. There is still a month remaining before Stardom Dream Queendom goes live, so my opinions on this subject could very easily change, and soon. For the time being, I'm going to divide 100% of my total confidence on the subject among these 3 wrestlers and make a case for why each of them might be wearing the belt by year's end. We will start with the wrestler I am least confident about and work up from there. Starting first, earning 20% of my total confidence, we have the Empress, Maika. Maika currently finds herself in the Goddess Tag Team title picture, having secured what I believe is her first ever tournament victory as one half of Divine Kingdom. This tag team likely won't last, however, as it is being speculated that Maika's partner Megan Bayne will not be wrestling in Stardom for much longer. If Divine Kingdom isn't going to be around, then the tag belts won't be something Maika can expect to properly take ownership of. But her other claim to fame is meeting Suzuki in the finals of 2 separate tournaments this year, because a fresh rivalry has emerged between Maika and Suzuki in 2023, and it's now one of the biggest rivalries Stardom can realistically lean on. There is a decent chance that these 2 talented wrestlers will need to meet each other one more time. The number one selling point for Maika becoming Red Belt champion is the fact that it makes for the best story and emotional payoff. This is subjective, of course, but when you consider the fact that Maika lost her best friend and partner Himika this year, is likely losing her leader and other best friend Julia to a foreign promotion, lost the 5-star GP, is probably losing the Goddess title shot, has never won the Red Belt or the White Belt, and has added new levels of emotion to her character this year, it becomes hard to deny that Maika finally earning a place among the stars would have a lot of dramatic impact. Furthermore, Maika has the 2nd highest number of social media followers out of the 3, which I'm mentioning because it's probably the case that the bookers pay attention to this stuff. I simply don't have a lot of confidence that Stardom wants Maika at the top of their roster. Up to this point, she is pretty much the strongest wrestler that can't win one of the top two belts. And that might just be what Stardom intends for her to always be positioned as. Furthermore, we are talking about a champion that will lead Stardom into a new year, into 2024. And Stardom needs a huge makeover in the wake of a disastrous second half of 2023. They need someone to be their poster child, to make the organization feel fresh and exciting and hopeful. That's a lot to ask of Maika, as amazing as she is. I really question if they want her to occupy that spot in their company. Another problem I foresee when it comes to Maika is matchups. Maika has challenged for the two top belts before, and she has therefore faced a percentage of the top people already. I'm trying to think of what would make for some really exciting Maika red belt title defenses. And while there are some that I personally would like to see, I wonder if there are enough matchups available that Stardom believes will convert to strong ticket sales. Next up is the only faction leader of the three, which is a selling point for her, Mina Shirakawa of Club Venus. While she hasn't been in any major storylines recently, Mina did end the longest white belt title reign of all time when she defeated Saya Kamitani at Stardom's biggest show of the year, and quickly went on to reignite a feud with the now former red belt champion Tam Nakano. The tragedy of Mina Shirakawa this year has been that she has proven herself strong enough to win championships, but incapable of holding them for any reasonable length of time. She has indicated multiple times in promos this year that she is now seeking the red belt. At earlier points, I found the notion of Mina obtaining the red belt to be a bit premature, but given the potential champions we currently have to work with, I now think a red belt champion Mina makes a lot of sense. With a very large fan base, a faction to rebuild, and her recent international travels and performances, Mina is exactly the high-profile personality that Stardom could use to drum up confidence and interest in their 2024 schedule. The vision I have for Mina's reign is one in which she temporarily takes over Cosmic Angels, merging them once more with Club Venus. Both factions barely have any personnel currently, so this would work both dramatically and pragmatically as a way to account for the tremendous number of injuries. Mina can also continue to travel, taking the belt to the new markets Stardom is interested in outside of Japan. Because Club Venus has always had a theme of foreign wrestlers and English speakers, Mina will be perfectly suited for performing at shows outside of Japan as the champ. Stardom is in a very weird position of wanting to grow and needing to scale things back in order to keep people healthy. A happy compromise might come by way of leaning on Mina's celebrity in order to try and do both at the same time. Lastly, tied with Mina Shirakawa as far as I'm concerned, is the unaligned Suzuki. Her year has been full of gigantic wins due to the super push she continues to receive. She is bulldozing through just about everyone in Stardom, and it seems like a lot of people are perfectly happy with this. I haven't been much of a fan of inorganic super pushes, but it's pretty clear that Stardom is not afraid to implement them. While Suzu doesn't have the social media following that Mina or even Micah has, she is a young, talented athlete that can pair well with almost anyone on the roster. What's working in her favor from a booker's perspective is her newness. She represents the new. And I imagine that Stardom in 2024 desperately wants fans to feel like something new is happening. They are going to want 2024 to wash away the sourness of the 2023 injury apocalypse, and they're going to want this to happen quickly. Suzu is someone who can conceivably form and lead a new faction, and what she has over both Mina and Micah is the fact that she hasn't already wrestled everyone multiple times before. She instantly has a title defense against Shuri lined up based on their 5-star GP match. The same goes for Mayu Iwatani. Saya Kamitani has expressed a desire to face Suzu again based on 2022's 5-star. That's 3 defenses instantly put together that all justify themselves. To be candid, I think Suzu winning the red belt has the least story relevance tied to it, and it's not remotely close. Suzu came into Stardom with 2 powerful things going for her, aside from obvious physical ability. 1, the Prominence faction, and 2, her dramatic revenge story against Julia. Since then, Suzu has ditched Prominence, isn't part of a faction at all, and has stopped passionately chasing other wrestlers or committing to storylines and drama. Her rivalry with Micah is mostly about how heartbroken and pissed off Micah is, and not about Suzu feeling or wanting anything in particular. This might be a story for another time, to be honest, but at the end of the day, Suzu's nearness to the red belt cannot be denied. As far as I can see, she's got just as strong of a shot as Mina, if not stronger. If you think I've missed some important details, please let me know. Who do you want to see holding the red belt and leading Stardom into the new year? December isn't far away, and those 6 wrestlers have their sights set on championship glory. There can be only one. If you found this transmission valuable, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment to let me know what you think. Thanks for listening to Red Belt Radio.